a roller coaster in the best way. Super fun, but definitely full of ups and downs and trials and fun times. Lots of fun vacations, 2 kids. We moved a lot. I feel like we've done a lot in 15 years.
We have. How do you make it that long type deal? And I was like, well, one, we made a covenant before God and family and friends before each other. And I think people like use that as a cliche, but like I can speak for her and myself. Like that was the most serious part of the whole thing. It wasn't even that I was telling her, I'm telling God that I'm giving my life to you. What that does is every argument, every trial, every obstacle, everything we both know, like, hey, I'm gonna put God first. She's like, hey, I'm gonna put God first. It doesn't mean that all the conversations it always goes that way.
For sure.
But it's gonna get back to that. There's not a trick to marriage, it's I'm eternally yours, and vice versa. 15 years of marriage doesn't happen from happenstance because you got luck of the draw, you married the right one. I think that's just a joke. But Henny habits and rules. The first one is?
We show love and grace because God first loved us.
The second one is, my yes is my yes, my no is my no, my word's my word.
Integrity, it's important. Number 3, we push each other towards Jesus. So we say, as unto the Lord, we do everything as unto the Lord.
We confess sins to each other, we forgive, hug, laugh, and move on.
All technology takes a back seat to relationships, but we're really trying to show our children that our phones, technology is not as important as the people in front of us.
Yeah. And our last thing is, we are ride or die, no exceptions.
That's right.
It's been helpful, and then making sure that we're remaining intimate with each other, on multiple levels, emotionally, spiritually, sexually. All those things are really important. We also go to marriage conferences at least once every 2 or 3 years to rekindle or ask ourselves hard questions, write letters to each other. We do a lot of disciplines that help us stay intentional in our marriage. Like we're going on a date night tomorrow night.
We've also learned each other over 15 years and know that when either of us step out of our normal personalities or characteristics, that we give each other grace enough to step back and go, okay, what do you need? Because clearly something's off and you're not getting something that you need. And so we check in with one another.
Are you hungry? Baby, are you hungry?
I need a nap and
Did you sleep?
And I'm pretty good at it. 15 years ago, you have always been just a genuine leader. That's very obvious that that's something in your nature that God has given you, definitely leadership qualities. It's weird to think that, you have definitely grown and matured in your faith and how we've done things through church leadership, through all different sorts of areas in our lives that you've led well in. That hasn't changed. It's just the growth that you've become more like Christ and gotten better at those things, constantly working at yourself and pushing us as a family to do the same. One of the things that really drew us together was the fact that I grew up in a musical home and music has always been a part of my life. When we were set up and I found out that that's what you do also, that was really special to figure out. You would come over to my parents' church and then a couple blocks down the road, you were at your church. And so then you asking me to come over and lead worship with you was really special for us to grow in our relationship in that way where we were leading together. And then being a part of an even bigger music ministry was really cool just to see your leadership skills grow there. But at the same time, us doing a lot of that stuff together, even though it's really cool to be a part of different venues and services and different stuff where hundreds of people, my favorite is when we do stuff that's intimate and just a piano or just a guitar or just our voices, because our relationship also translates through music and we blend.
She makes me sound good.
Our voices blend really well and we follow each other really well too. Yeah. If I'm leading a song, you harmonize and follow me and vice versa. And so I think that we blend and do that really well too.
I protect you up there for sure.
That's an understatement. Oh my gosh.
That's the one thing I do.
Top qualities about Tyler, I've already mentioned this a little bit, but my favorite thing that attracted me the most from the very beginning, and you've stayed true, is just your authenticity. You are genuine. You are the same if you are on a platform at church. If you're leading a Bible study, you are the same person in front of our children, in front of friends, hanging out on a Friday night. You are the same person. And so this was super attractive to know that you are the same person.
That's very kind.
Yeah.